Hey everyone, welcome to Edge Out. This is my channel that features my classes. If you don't mind, please do subscribe to follow my videos. I'll be posting here primarily homeschool learning, specifically in financial management and accounting. You may also expect from my financial advices, my hobbies, pet and workout videos, and hopefully soon after this quarantine, food trips and travel blogs. But for now, I want to present my very first class session about the basics of business education as my introduction to financial management concepts. So as you can see here in my first slide, it's about the business education series primarily intended for the enhancement of the basic education program. We may integrate concepts of business in preparation for our young children to their tracks and of course to help them discover the potentials in doing business soon or equip them to become financially independent in the future. Remember that K to 12 intends to direct students to different paths when they go to tertiary education. Some of them will pursue to the academic track while others are planning to work immediately. But how about those who would want to start their own businesses? So I guess this is the best time for you to learn about financial management. Here we go. Look at this book. It is a very catchy title, isn't it? I wish they taught money in high school so I'm not dependent in my paycheck. How about this? I wish they taught money in high school so I can start my own business right away. Just to recall, when was the time when we were taught by our teachers about money? As far as I can remember, it was only in my second year in college when I encountered the basic finance course. For non business graduates, I guess you are still wondering now why can't we make more money? I am posing these questions which we will answer later on. Here's actually the proposal. As to, as to the incorporation of business competencies to the K 12 program, per grade level, I put some proposals or topics in business to be integrated in their offered subjects. So we have here our objectives to integrate business concepts in basic education, to prepare students for senior high school tracks, to come up with a distinctive offering in the basic education, and to train faculty about the contents of business education. Well, we cannot forego these core topics in understanding financial management, the concepts of money, credit, and banking, with the subtopics that include concept of money, the Philippine financial system, types of financial assets, financial intermediaries and financial markets, savings and banking, stock and bond markets, loans and financing, and non-bank financial institutions. In discussing money, credit, and banking, we cannot reject its relevance and relationship to the economic environment, which will lead to the emphasis of the importance of business and the appreciation of students to the idea of entrepreneurship. All right, so we will start with the concept of money. What is money? Why can't we produce more money to fight against financial crisis? Okay, I want you to get a paper bill. Any amount will do. Okay, look at our paper bill now. What can you see below the underlined Republika ng Pilipinas? Yes, it states that ang salaping ito ay bayarin ng Bangko Sentral at pinananagutan ng Republika ng Pilipinas. Did you know that when you zoom in the underline using your high-end camera phone, the line is actually composed of letters BSP and the amount of the bill? In this case, it's BSP 1000, BSP 1000, and so on. But anyway, let's go back to the statement. Ang salaping ito ay bayarin ng Bangko Sentral at pinananagutan ng Republika ng Pilipinas. It's called bayarin, which means it is a liability. It is a payable of the government to whoever is the holder of that paper bill. To demonstrate further, I normally asked business students the basic accounting equation as my illustration about why we can't make more money without any reason at all. This is the basic accounting equation. Assets equal to liabilities plus capital, where debit should all the time be equal to credit. Now, I asked you, do you think accounting can be applied to any organization? Hmm. Do you consider the government as an organization? If yes, then accounting is indeed applicable to government institutions. However, we don't use assets equal liabilities plus capital because there's nobody investing for the capitalization of the government. Private organizations use the term balance sheet to present the assets, liabilities, and capital, or stockholders' equity, while government institutions call this a statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth, or simply SALN. What's my point here? Consider the equality of this equation. Money is a liability or utang of the government to whoever is the holder of that money. We cannot make more money as this violates the equality of the equation. You cannot simply make more liability without the corresponding debit or asset. In fact, the more money we create, the more liability our government has to its people. Now, try to answer a young kid asking you, why can't we make more money na lang so that there will be no poor in our country? Most of us would explain this as it cannot be because there will be inflation. Now I tell you, you are making the topic more complicated for the child to understand. Let's consider this example. Imagine an OFW working in the United States as a domestic helper. Upon doing her job, she's actually rendering services to the US government, isn't she? Which means the US government has now a liability to her, represented by a paper bill, of course, in dollars. In there, it states the English translation of ang salaping ito ay bayarin of the US government to the OFW. If this person will buy food, say hamburger from a store, then the dollar bill will be transferred to the one who produced the hamburger. Therefore, by holding the money, the US government has a liability to the hamburger store owner. Well, most OFWs would prefer not to spend their money so they can send it to their families in the Philippines. In this case, by sending the money through remittance firms, the story has now evolved as the Philippine government receives the US paper bill, which states that the US government has a liability to the new holder, the Philippines. Stated differently, it's as if the Philippine government has what? A receivable from the US government. Take note that receivables are assets. Assets which can be equated to liabilities and net worth. The greater the assets or debit, the greater we can convert these to liabilities, credit, which are our money. We cannot simply make money without reason at all, without assets. We need to generate more assets. That is why our OFWs are now called our modern heroes because of their remittances, their greatest contribution to our economy. The more money they put into our country, the better our economy can become. Now, how do you assess the campaign of the Department of Tourism about it's more fun in the Philippines? The more foreigners coming in, the more foreign currencies, the more receivables and assets, the better our economy. What makes us disadvantaged? Because we pay our money more to other countries by purchasing and patronizing imported products. It only means we have more liabilities to them. Question: how about those coins? Still, they are assets coming from our mineral resources. The more gold, silver, and other mineral resources we explore and extract from mining, the more assets we have, the more money we could make. Is mining good for our economy? Partly yes. However, financial management extends its concept to sustainability. Our earth science teachers before explained to us that once minerals are extracted from these natural resources, they will need centuries to regenerate. What will happen to our environment if we extract all those materials? I mean, if we extract those minerals? True enough, that the Philippines is a rich country because we have the abundance of natural resources. In fact, these capture the interest of other countries about the Philippines. We need laws and regulations on how to extract these resources in a sustainable manner. However, it's not that easy to say we can just take out everything we have. As we reflect further on this concept, can we say that our economy works in credit? Utang, that is. Money is utang. When the president goes to other countries to look for connections and linkages, he is actually making utang. Two sides. For the pro administration, it is a good opportunity for the Philippines to grow economically. But for the anti administration, it is another utang again, with an uncertainty if we can pay. In short, our president is actually marketing our country and encouraging foreign investors to put up businesses in the Philippines. This means money is coming in. Therefore, it's good for the economy. But remember, these are utang, which obligates the people to do extra efforts to manage the credit well, so that if investors are convinced about the country's performance, they might invest more. They will put their money more to our country. This is indeed good for the economy, right? But again, these are utang. Why afraid of utang when money is utang in its essence and in the first place? Our economy works in utang. The economy cannot stand without credit. Imagine the biggest industries in our country: real estate, transportation. Most of the subdivisions, our houses, are bought through credit, not cash. Same goes to the transportation industry. We cannot have those problems in traffic if cars and other vehicles are purchased on a cash basis only. Welcome to financial management, where we learn here how to manage utang well. Because when we know and master proper financial management, more money will be coming in. More investors will entrust their money to us. But take note, in the form of utang. We just need to be responsible enough. Okay? I hope that I was able to bring you to the idea that our country's economy is not being measured based on how much cash or money we have. Remember, the more money needed to be circulated in a country, the greater the liability. And it's not good for our economy. In fact, we are encouraged to use other forms of financial assets to lessen the use of money. Just take a look at those first world countries. They are almost living in a cashless economy, yet they are considered to be rich. Their business transactions are way faster compared to those cash dependent societies. They use credit cards. Again, the lesser the money, the better the economy. Look at US. How much is the translation of 1 US dollar? More or less 50 pesos? What does it mean now? They need only $1 as compared to 50 pesos for us. Who is richer now? Diba? The lesser money. Let's erase our wrong perceptions about money. Look at your wallets now. Do you have more money? If you have less, then you are rich. Amen? Yes, it's true. You are rich because you have no money in your wallet, but you are currently enrolled in the graduate school. You have internet connection to view this YouTube video. You have your credit card to buy your cell phone or laptop. You cannot have your credit card if you are not employed or you have no capacity to pay. So now, how does an economy being measured? Imagine a 1,000 pesos cash. If A earns this 1,000 pesos, then spend it and pay to B, then B earns the 1,000. If B used it to pay to C, then C earns it consequently. When you analyze, there's only 1,000 pesos cash. But the economy is being measured not by the 1,000 cash, but by the 3,000 pesos income earned by A, B, and C. This implies that the faster the money revolves in a nation, the better the economy is. See, there's more to learn about money. More importantly, we need to appreciate its concept rather than its paper form. Besides, historically, its form evolves, but its essence has remained the same. From the heavy stone money, it transforms to commodity money where we learned about barter. But due to perishability and divisibility problems, the gold standard was introduced with issues of verifiability. Then we have now the present fiat money or paper money with intricate security features. But with the emergence of fast-paced technology, e-money has become the latest trend, using microchips, QR codes, and crypto codes. Later on, digital and cryptocurrencies will change the financial world. How can we be confident in using them if we do not understand the basic concept of money? How much more when the breakthrough of the blockchain technology becomes the real thing? Why are we so afraid to invest or do business? Isn't it because we have limited knowledge about the main instrument of trading? Here's an additional trivia. Did you know that there was a 2,000 peso bill? The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas issued only 300,000 pieces of this 216 mm by 133 mm 2,000 Philippine peso centennial commemorative legal tender banknote. Another version with the same design but measured 160 by 66 mm was also planned to be issued as legal tender in 2001. But due to the ouster of the President Joseph Estrada as a result of the EDSA People Power II, the notes were stored in the vaults of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. As of 2010, the bank was considering destroying the bulk of unissued notes known as the New Millennium or ERAP notes, saving only 50,000 of the 5 million pieces to be demonetized for historical, educational, numismatic, and other purposes. However, it was not until 2012 that the bank began selling this numismatic product in a folder that clearly stipulates that the notes are not already legal tender. The obverse side features President Joseph Estrada taking his oath of office on June 30, 1998, in the historic Barazuin Church, the seat of the First Democratic Republic in Asia, known in the background, as well as the scroll of the Malolos Constitution and the seal of the BSP. Well, did you know that there was a 100,000 peso bill? The 100,000 peso centennial note, measuring 215 by 360 mm or 8.5 by 14 inches. That's the size of a legal bond paper. That's big. Is accredited by the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's largest legal tender note in terms of size. There are only 1,000 pieces of these were issued during the celebration of the centennial of the Philippine independence in 1998. So tell me now, if you know more about money. Lastly, did you know that cent is for dollars and centavo or centimo is for peso? Please refrain from using the term cents because the money in the Philippines is peso, not dollars. Ask Google if you want to verify. That's it for now. This is Edge out.